Hello all you amazing people, and remember you're always amazing because you clicked on this one YouTuber's video. Currently we're at 716 subscribers. It would really mean a lot to me if you did subscribe. I actually did a strong box for Ayaka, and well, let's just say I got pretty lucky. I wouldn't say that I was incredibly lucky, but I was pretty lucky in order to actually get these. However, I didn't really get any crit damage substats. Really, I have no crit damage. I'm actually just gonna raise this to +4 because I don't have any crit damage. This is like the most, oh yeah, you got shafted, but you didn't get shafted moment here. So basically, our entire crit damage value relies on this flower or this flower. We're just gonna level both of them up, and we'll see which one is the best one. But let's get into basically just throwing these in and just see what sticks. Hopefully this last one goes into crit damage. That would be really appreciated. However, I'm not so sure that that's gonna happen. Okay, it went into flat defense. Yeah. What the fuck? It's not even that good of an elemental mastery roll. Okay, our entire fate resides on this one artifact. Please go into crit damage. On the upside, if this doesn't roll into crit damage at all, I can easily dumpster this because I have no emotional connection to this being good at all. So I think we'll just immediately get rid of it if it's not actually going in. Okay, it went once into crit damage. This is the only artifact. Keep in mind, this is the only artifact that's actually gonna buff our crit damage here.
One eternity later.
So that is all +20 artifacts. Dude, wait, no, we actually are gonna, so let's do my regular team, right? So, well, actually, okay, so I would like to, point out the fact that I'm not a fan of Blizzard Strayer as a concept. The fact that it's only crit rate, I would be okay with it if it was crit damage because, that's increasing your damage, right? However, crit rate, all it's doing is increasing, your reliability of said damage. I'm not too big of a fan of that because if it's a good character and they scale good and they have a, good, weapon and stuff, if it's a good character, you're going to eventually be able to get a decent crit rate. Like my Ayaka has 77% crit rate with cryo resonance. So here we are. Let's do this. All right. Alright, please do not guard all this. 33,000. So that's what the damage number we have to compete with, right? That is the damage number, right? Also, I would say look at the normals, but I'm not looking at the normals for this, so it doesn't matter to me. But, I mean, look at the normals, right? Look at the normals for, the extra 50% cryo damage bonus, but I'm more concerned about my Ayaka's burst damage because that is her huge, massive damage and where she makes most of her damage happen. So 33,000, that's pretty insane. I'll go over my builds in a little bit, but yeah, that's pretty crazy. Okay, so as we saw, 33,000 with that team. Now let's switch into a freeze comp because this is what you have to do if you're gonna run this team. So let's switch into a freeze comp that is going to be this. It's not too big of a difference, but we are missing Bennett. That is a pretty huge thing that we're missing. Bennett is, a pretty solid support, I would say. But I would say Bennett is like, second best character in the game at least, or at most. So let's switch into artifacts, but before we do that, let's look at her stats, right? 62% crit rate. That's going to go down in terms of this stat. It's going to be 100%, sadly. It's going to be 100%. This number I'm expecting to be like 180, I think. And then this number I'm expecting to be like 110 or something. So let's look at it. Also, I'm expecting the number to be 170, not 180. So here we are with our new set. Already I can notice that this doesn't say plus 1,000 here. So it's a little bit worse. It's like, what, 37 off? But, yeah. So I just realized this isn't 66%, it's 44. So it's like 150, 160. Oh! Okay! But as I predicted, yeah, the energy recharge definitely did go down a bit. That's not bad. Especially considering, what, we have... This is almost like a minimum setup. Yeah, this is seriously like almost a minimum setup here. I wasn't expecting it to be higher, but I mean, what, 13% crit damage on one artifact? That's all you need? Okay, I'm a little, less, I'm a little less, stressed about that now. Okay, so this is going to be a somewhat fair comparison. We're going to have 10% extra crit damage, and crit rate is going to be 100%, which definitely could, because my Ayaka, she only had 77%. That isn't like the most huge. If that 30% fails, that's what, like 10k damage now. It's nowhere near as powerful as a 33k hit. So let's see. We'll have to look at the energy, but I mean, Ayaka on that last team did not have the incredible energy. All right, 7,000. I can definitely say that's more. Oh, only 21,000. That is a huge loss. All right, yeah, that's a huge loss. So the energy is not nearly as bad, but I mean, take away what, like 200k damage from her burst. That is actually the damage that she's missing from her burst. 200 whole k damage for the price of consistency. For the price of consistency. And also, this is a very, very limited, thing. I could definitely out damage or out crit damage here, right? Huh. We wouldn't be entirely insane if I did use the Bennett. Because we would get an extra 20%. Oh, or I wouldn't recommend you to do this, but let's use the Bennett build, because I'm gonna have like 70% crit rate with Ayaka still here. So let's use the Bennett build and see the damage difference. That was wrong. Nope.
This is long overdue.
All right. 31. All right, so we are doing less damage with the burst. That is to, be noted. However, I do notice that we're doing more damage with the normals, and I would also like to point out that my normals are only level 6. So, only level 6 normals, and then also the E skill is going to get more buffed from this. So, for this specifically, we're going to do more damage with the E skill and the normals, which are lower level than my Ayaka burst, which is at level 10. I would say this is better. Personally, just in practicality use, because I can sit here all day and say I don't like the set. It's just I don't like the concept of the set. I'm fine with it actually existing in the game, but if we ever get to a point where there actually is, customizable artifacts, this set is gonna plummet in value, I feel like. I feel like the only reason you would be running this is for the cryo damage bonus, which is why, let's say you run 2-piece Blizzard Strayer and then like 2-piece Gladiator or something. Let's say we get to that point in Genshin where, they've actually listened to us on the artifacts. I feel like I can definitely safely say that, this set probably, unless you are a massive, I need maximum crit rate, I want highest crit rate possible kind of player, I think that this set would definitely go out of meta, and I feel like most people wouldn't be using it. And I feel like instead, the people that did use it, like Ayaka here, would be using 2-piece cryo damage bonus, Blizzard Strayer, and then 2-piece Gladiator or Shimenawa's, something like that. I feel like that's where they would take it, rather than, using 4-piece Blizzard Strayer. So, I don't like the concept of Blizzard Strayer, but the fact that I was able to do that, and in practicality terms, I would be able to drop like, well, I wouldn't be able to drop like an extra 10% crit damage, because at that point I'm only like 50, but I would be able to get up to like 270% crit damage, and then like 20% crit rate, and then I would switch back to the Kokomi team. But as it stands here, looking at that situation, I think that the Blizzard Strayer is better. I think that it is, if you're able to, get a high crit rate and use this team, or if you're able to get a high crit damage and use the Kokomi team. I should say that Shinha is actually used instead of Ganyu to buff Ayaka's burst. So we'll see what that actually does. So I don't have Shinha, but I imagine that she would work amazing. So yeah, that's going to be it for this video. Make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.